Our next matchup of the week takes us out to the, I guess you would consider it the Midwest, maybe East, not the East Coast, but Midwest in Louisville, Kentucky, where the SMU Mustangs come into town to take on the number 22 Louisville Cardinals. This is a 12 o'clock kickoff on Saturday on ESPN. Louisville currently favored in this one by 7, playing in L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. Boy, that's a tongue twister. Nonetheless, these are two very promising teams in the ACC this year. Outside of Clemson, we thought Florida State was going to be something special in the beginning, and now we've seen what they're doing. This leaves the door open for the number 2 or number 1 spot, depending on who kind of comes out on top in the end. 4-1 SMU versus, I believe, 3-1 Louisville. And Brad, I'll turn it over to you. Like I said prior to recording this, these two teams are fighting for an ACC championship spot. Louisville obviously made it last year. They get a new quarterback this year who's played tremendous, and Tyler Shog. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm still unaware, but we'll get there. Done my research. Tyler Show, former Texas Tech quarterback, so I did my research. Brad, I'll turn it over to you. Thoughts on this game and who comes out on top in this ACC matchup? A very unique one.
Absolutely. And yeah, one of the, with the expanded conferences, the new conferences, just one of these unique, new, fun conference matchups. This is really an interesting matchup to me because, SMU, we thought season was over when they lost a few weeks ago to BYU. And look, they made a quarterback change, bringing in Kevin Jennings, and just absolutely put it on TCU and put it on Florida State last week. And I know I've said it, Nate, a few times on the channel. Rhett Lashley is doing a great job there with this SMU program. I mean, he has got them rolling. I think, we were just talking about this off there. It was very, very tough to bench Preston Stone. Preston Stone was a very, very high recruit, but I think it was the right move in Kevin Jennings. Kevin Jennings is definitely, he's capable as a passer, but I think his threat just with his legs is really what made this decision. They've got a very, very talented running back in Brashard Smith. He's got already 509 yards on the year and 7 touchdowns. And Nate, with this kind of offense, you don't necessarily think about the tight end being a huge part of it. But look, their tight end, RJ Maryland, is just really, really tremendous. I remember the opening game, he really went off against Nevada. And so SMU's got a lot of things going right. And jumping over to Louisville, you mentioned their quarterback. He's having a good start to the season. 11 touchdowns to just 1 pick. So he's being very, very smart with the football. Nate, I'm impressed with Ja'Cory Brooks. 22 catches on the year. Getting up close to 400 yards. And with this Louisville team, they're just going to be physical. They're going to run a lot of pro sets. But I'm going to take the upset here. I like what SMU has rolling. Kevin Jennings, to me, is just playing really, really good football. I'm taking the Mustangs in an upset on the road. And the only reason I'm saying this, I think Louisville, sometimes we've heard one loss can turn to 2. And so Louisville lost Notre Dame last week. I think they get back-to-back losses, and the Mustangs get them here.
Yeah, Brad. Wow. And look, that loss that SMU has to BYU, not looking so bad now.
Absolutely.
BYU leads the Big 12 conference 4-0, and they're ranked. And BYU has proved us wrong. We picked against BYU a couple weeks ago, and man, they let us have it in the comments. But we won't sleep on them anymore. I can promise you that. But yeah, SMU coming off of that devastating loss against BYU. And they bounce back. They get a couple wins. They get some momentum going. And sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you get in that snowball effect where you get one win, another win. Next thing you know, you're building a four-story snowman. So this is a team that can cover the secondary very well. They've got an elite defensive line up front. They can turn the ball over. I believe they lead the nation in turnovers forced. It's a very, very good SMU team. On the other hand, Louisville, very explosive offense, very physical at the point of attack. And in their own rights, they have a lot to prove in this game, too, like you mentioned, coming off of a loss to Notre Dame, and in which a lot of people expected Louisville to win. In the end, though, I'm going to have to take Louisville. I just think They're slightly better than SMU. I think SMU is still trying to figure it out offensively. Preston Stone gets benched. Jennings comes in, and he's done a phenomenal job. And to your point, Coach Lashley is doing a great job for the SMU Mustangs. But Louisville back at home, ready to get on track, ready to push their way to the ACC championship game. I just think they're too strong in the end. Give me Louisville in a close one. I don't know if they cover the spread, but I think the Louisville Cardinals come out on top in this one. Let us know down in the comments who you think will win this ACC matchup and what could be a winner that takes their way to the ACC championship game.